name is Felicia Morgan and welcome. My channel is focused on faith, self-worth, and healing. So if that's what you're looking for, you have come to the right place. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. And let's get into today's video. Today I wanted to remind you that you need relationships to heal. So story time. So recently, somebody that I care about and that cares about me, we were having a discussion, and somewhere in the conversation I got triggered, and I could tell I was getting mad and I was getting upset. So I started shutting down, and immediately they're just like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I'm good, I'm cool, because in my mind I'm like, I'm gonna process this later because I don't want to make them upset. I don't, the past is like in my mind. So finally they're like, listen, if I did something or said something, I'm sorry, but like I won't know unless you tell me. So I'm like, okay. So I told them, we talked about it, and we good. But it was just a reminder of how different the relationships I have now are from my past. And it reminded me of something my therapist said to me recently that I want to remind you of if you don't know, or tell you about in case you aren't really aware. I'm paraphrasing what my therapist said. We experience hurt and pain from relationships, but we also need relationships to heal properly. I'm gonna say it again. We experience hurt and pain from relationships, but we also need relationships to heal properly. Listen, you can get all the strategies in the world from your therapist or from going to church, but if you don't have relationships to put those things into practice, you won't really know where you are, and your body is always going to revert back to the negative. You're always going to believe these toxic relationships are the standard or what is the reality, and you will never teach your body and your mind that something else is available out there. Especially, I'll say, like, if you have a pure heart, it is easy to like build up a wall when you've been hurt time and time and time again. But you have to be willing to put yourself out there again with more wisdom that you gained and with better discernment that you gained from those past relationships, that will prepare you for relationships that are healthy, where people apologize, where people validate your feelings, and they are willing to communicate up front. I know exactly what gaslighting feels like, what constantly moving the goalpost feels like, what constantly trying to get somebody's attention, or like almost begging for their love or their acceptance of you. But there are people who are willing to meet you where you are at, but you will never experience that if you don't put yourself out there. Now for me, I personally will like isolate and keep to myself and just be like, the wall's going up, it is what it is. But luckily for me, before I even got out of my situation, God already started to build around me relationships that were safe and that I knew were safe for me to share. So if you have that already, I just want to remind you, don't take those relationships for granted. And if you're looking for that, just know that they are out there. Keep your hopes up. Again, just be alert. Keep your wisdom up. Keep your discernment up. Keep going back to God, and pay attention to how people react, especially when you have disagreements and everything isn't going their way. That's key. But pray for meaningful relationships, healthy relationships. They are out there, but your body needs to know that you don't always have to react like this. This is the standard of what you've experienced, but there is also this out there. And I am learning what the difference feels like. I am learning that my thought process can be different with the safe people. But you don't experience that And you don't fully know that until you also embrace new relationships, healthy relationships, relationships that meet you where you're at, relationships that put in just as much as you put in, relationships that are just everything you wanted the other people to be. They actually are, and they show up as that. And you don't have to do anything but keep being yourself. Don't let your past dictate what your future looks like. So I hope you take that reminder to heart. I hope that if you don't have those relationships, that they are coming into your life, and that you would have the wisdom and the discernment to know the difference. Because listen, can't nobody gaslight me again, okay? But anywho, I pray that you take that with you today, and that really means something to you, and that you know that you can keep hope alive. There are relationships out there that are worth it, that are worth you fighting for, because they will also fight for you. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you didn't already, if you didn't in the beginning and you would like to see more content. And also, if you have gone from toxic relationships to healthy ones, I would love to know what you have been learning and what you have been experiencing to know the difference. All right, you guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.